Well, good evening everybody and welcome along then to round number 5 of the ORL Season 9. And we are in Brazil for a very different kind of race for the league. So this is the Ayrton Senna trophy in the MP4-6, the McLaren from 1991. That oh so dominant car. For a classic race, so this should be pretty interesting. Obviously it's a completely different kettle of fish from the modern F1 cars. The points will be counting towards the Drivers' Championship, but obviously not the Constructors, as we're all in the same car. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see the spread of the field in these cars, as they are so different to drive. So good evening everybody. Evening Kieran. Hope you are well this evening. So unfortunately it's wet for practice. We can have a little bit of rain at the beginning of qualifying, so it'll probably be a wet qualifying session, and then a lot of rain in the race. Wonderful. As if these cars weren't tricky enough to drive in the first place, we're going to have to do it in wet conditions as well. Oh well. What can you do? Luck of the draw, I guess. So it is going to be wet almost for the entire weekend. I guess we better get out on track and get some practice in. I haven't actually driven these cars in the wet in the lead up to this, so this should be very interesting indeed.
Take it easy to start with. The track's wet.
Yeah, I noticed that, Jeff, mate. You have to get up pretty early to get past me with rain. It's quite an obvious thing, difficult to miss. So I like driving in the cockpit with these cars, just because the T-cam's not great with these. It just gives a better driving sensation as well. I am not watching the Mexico Grand Prix because I have to do this, so I'll be watching it afterwards. So please no spoilers from the race, because I would like to watch it after this finishes. Unfortunately, great scheduling from the league organisers again to put it right in the middle of the race, but we've talked enough about that, so we won't do that today. Plus, we're going to need maximum concentration in these beasts in the wet. But it is quite fitting, I guess. Senna, of course, was known as a rainmaster, and for the Ayrton Senna trophy, I suppose only fitting that it's chuck it down round into Lagos. So much torque in these things. Something like 1,000 brake horsepower in these, even more than the modern cars, which means that they spin up the rear wheels in almost every gear in these conditions. It's a little deep there. That was a dry line through there. Like learning again all the way in these cars. So used to the modern cars now. Classics, nice little challenge. Hopefully Hamilton can 5th. I've got to be honest, not a massive Hamilton fan, so I mean it's a foregone conclusion that he'll win the title at some point. But I'm not too bothered if he does it this race or not. Just hope for a good race with the front guys. So happy these things, it's ridiculous.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
The other thing in the classics, they don't have, as far as I'm aware anyway, an intermediate tyre. So it's just wet or dry. So these wet tyres will have to work from a drying track all the way up to sort of full monsoon weather. So I don't know how they're going to handle that. So I have very little experience in these cars in the wet. Really is like yachting in these, not so much driving in these conditions. Wow.
This lap, please. Box this lap.
Oh, it's going to happen eventually. So little grip. I mean, this isn't even a full sim F1 2017, but it gives you a small picture of what it must have been like to drive these cars in the wet. And some real big cojones, that's for sure. Gives a good chance for the race though, if there's some rain about. As we generally seem to do a little bit better when there's some rain. Love the way they remodeled everything in the garages and the different sort of the plain closed mechanics and the little TV stand that's got the like extended arms rather than sitting on top of the car.
Best lap so
Nice
far
little touches
is
for the
a
classics.
1 minute 32.7.
So clearly a lot more time to find to the top guys, but fairly competitive so far. It's the kind of car that you're just going to get quicker and quicker in the more time everybody gets on track. So it's certainly going to be a workout. The force feedback on these cars is a lot heavier than the modern cars. And they're going to be working overtime in these conditions, so it's going to be a very tough race. I was almost going to say tough physically, but I mean it's not. Let's not beat around the bush. It's nothing like driving a real car, so it can't be all bad. Now, when I was doing practice, I was having a few frame rate issues with the classic cars. So just let me know that everything's running smoothly. It'd be appreciated. Of course, as always, that the audio balance is okay. So we can get that changed if it's not before qualifying. I was just going to check actually, I'm pretty sure it's just wet tyres. Wet and dries with these. Pretty sure they don't have any intermediates. Yeah, so just wet or dry tyres. Make it very interesting with light and heavy rain. The grip's going to change constantly. Don't know if we really want to use too many sets of tyres. We've got 2 reserved for the race. We're not going to need that many sets, I wouldn't have thought, in qualifying. Yeah, we can't, Jeff, mate. We don't make them for this car. You'll wait today, Jeff. Actually, we will put another set on. We might as well. Not going to use 3 sets in qualifying, am I? Let's just go out for another run. As I said, it's going to be track time with these. Just getting used to it. It's going to make qualifying very interesting as well, because if it does stay wet for the whole session, there could be very differing levels of grip on the track throughout the session, so it could literally be who's on the track at the right time. drying out. Get something right then, Jeff. You do literally have to tiptoe these through the middle sectors. The middle section of corners, sorry. You're not even safe in fifth with these. I have to try and remember they don't shift instantly like the modern cars either. You've got to give them some run-off time. That's why we went wide there. Definitely getting a lot drier. Not much grip on these at all now.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Not a curb to be hitting. Bit of a swapper. Better time though. Track is almost dry though. Don't know how much use having any dry running will be though. It's going to be wet for the rest of the weekend as well. It's driving cars like these that really make me want to get a shifter for this wheel. Just an H pattern or something. It's when you see even more supreme skill from drivers of this era, changing gear in wet conditions with 1000 brake horsepower. It doesn't get much more dangerous with a higher skill threshold than that.
Box this lap, please. Box this lap.
Try a quick run on the dry tyres towards the end of the session just to get some running in, just in case we can get some dry weather throughout the weekend, the rest of it even. You'll be able to look at the screen anytime today, guys. Thank you very much. Right, time's looking pretty competitive. Wow, look at that, Calster and West Serious. 500ths between the title challengers. It's going to be another close race between the rest of us.
Our best lap so far is a 1:31.8.
Cheers, Jeff. And the midfield looking very tight. That little group of us behind Barney, me, Late and Show. As usual, not much between us either. So it's going to be a very interesting race, that's for sure. I'm just going to have to keep the concentration throughout the session as well. So anyone trying the dries at the moment? Not just yet. I think we'll leave it till there's 2 or 3 minutes left and we'll go out for a little run on the dries. Just get an idea of where the crossover might be if that does become relevant in either qualifying or the race. I'm just barely ever use full throttle in them. It's almost the same in the dry. Obviously it's quite a lot easier, but in the wet it's just you're half throttle the entire time you're on the straight. Ooh, nice little slide, well held from Barney there. Such a great addition to the classics this year. I loved them in 2013. I love them even more now. There's more of them and in a better base game. Anybody trying the dries? Not yet. Oh, Miele's out there on them. We'll give them a go. So it'll just give us an idea of a crossover point as well.
All complete. Mechanics,
So it's not as obvious as it was last year. Now that the weather's more dynamic. Yep, definitely dry enough. Start to push these beautiful cars a little bit more now.
Oh, that's fun. They are a lot more fun with his grip, those cars, for sure. It's going to be very interesting to see who gets the better of these cars, depending on the conditions. Well, cheers 7R, but I mean, it's just because I was the last one to go and do a lap on dry tyres, really. There you go, Calcer. Sticks in a 120 right at the end. Track was drying, but still felt good. Feel good in these cars. Wets, not so much, but everyone seemed to struggle in the wets. Even SVL, how are you doing? Hope you are doing well this evening. Yeah, so I think it's just our top 4 that got a time in on the dries. So Calcer quickly put me back in my place right at the end there. So it's going to be interesting to see what it does for qualifying. whether we can find a lap or two here to get onto the dries. I don't know if it's going to be heavier rain than that, lighter. Just don't know. That's why they call it dynamic. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be wet for the whole session. Whether it will dry a bit more at some point, I don't know. But as always, let's just get out there and get some laps in. Because you never know when the track is going to be at its quickest in these conditions. So you just keep beating on round. It was a little drier than it did at the beginning of practice. I don't think it's going to stop raining, so I don't think we'll see dries. So let's just go for it every lap and see what happens, shall we? Come back to me, you big old boat. It's the Ayrton Senna yachting trophy tonight. God, grief. Stay with me. Stay with me, little car. Christ alive. Seems to be an awful lot smoother on the throttle. Those few laps in dry running has tempered my rhythm a little bit as well.
Okay, I think the track will be drying out quite soon. Mind you don't burn out your tyres.
Oh, that's enough for that run. So tricky, this car in the wet. It really is. I think we'll get back to the garage and we'll see what happens towards the end of the session. So it may well just be dry enough by the end. I'm glad the start of the race is going to be dry because it pisses me horrible.
Our best lap so far is a 1:31.2.
Okay. Right, we need to try and find quite a bit more time. We think it's gonna get dry enough. I don't think it will this time. We are really low on time. I think we've left it too late. Didn't realise so much of the session had gone.
Everyone ready?
Evening Alice, how are you doing my friend? I am not watching F1 because I've got to do this, so please no spoilers. We'll be watching it. But it goes on to Channel 4 at 10:30 this evening. We might just get one lap in, if we're lucky. Oh, that's not gonna help. Why the hell did it just put me right in the middle of the track? Oh, wonderful. Okay. Note to self, don't do that in the actual race. So that's us for qualifying then. Brilliant. So will our fifth be safe? We don't know yet. Starting around 5th or 6th should be okay though. Ian Foxworth, how you doing my friend? We are racing twice because that's how it was scheduled. We had the modern race yesterday at Austria, and then the classic race today at Brazil in the MP4 6s. There'll be 2 weekends like this. In a couple of weeks there will be another double header, so there'll be normal race on the Saturday and then a classic race in 2004 Ferraris on the Sunday. I think there's a couple more single races before that though. But, it's going to be pretty interesting. You know, it's completely different cars. They handle very, very differently to the modern cars, so might shake up the order, and certainly going to make the racing pretty interesting into turn 1, that's for sure. So I think that's everyone over the line. An incredible effort late on from Show. On the dry tyres, the track did dry enough. And some incredible scenes here as Show and Miele have gone to the top of the table. Kauser, I think, has finished his lap. Weiss Sirius, I think, has crashed out like me, or has just retired from the session. As Show improves again. So, wow. A perfect case there of being on the right tyres at the right time means that for the first race this season we're not going to have Kauser or Weiss Sirius on pole. It's going to be Show with that incredible 127.6 from Miele, Kauser, Weiss Sirius, Barney and myself. Yukon, Emilio will be 6 and Macy wrap off the top 10 then. It's also going to be interesting. The thing I also don't have much experience with is how the tyres react on these cars on long stints. It's definitely going to be, if it's dry the whole race, it's definitely at least going to be a one-stop, but obviously you don't have different compounds like with the Pirellis on the 2017 cars, so it'll be interesting to see how those strategies work out and how the tyres behave, what the drop-off is like. All going to be something I'm pretty sure most of us will be going into the unknown on that one as well. So there is that order then. Show from Miele, Kauser, Weiss Sirius, Barney, myself, Yukon, Emilio Sachs, will be 6 and Macy. Show and Miele putting in some great laps on the dry tyres at the end to really shake up the top of the grid. So it's going to be a very interesting race with those two starting up top. No slouches by any means.
Lots of cars on track, easy into the first corner, it's going to be tight.
So there we can see it's going to start dry and the rain is just going to get heavier and heavier as the race goes on. So that's going to be where we can make up time, if anywhere. And I'm fairly confident these tyres will go long enough to when the rain starts to fall. Thank you very much, Foxworth. I'll try and make it a good one. See if we can get a little higher than we did yesterday. Also means the start shouldn't be quite so chaotic as these would be in the wet.
Everything looks good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
I'm also going to have to be quite wary because obviously I'm not used to using the T-cam in the 2017 cars. T-cam for these old McLarens and Williams cars is not great. Just so you can see it, it's there. You don't really get the best view, and the turning angle is completely different than when you're in the cockpit. So we're going in the cockpit. It does mean we have to be a bit more spatially aware, because you can't see much. And obviously we've got the track map over the left-hand mirror, which doesn't help. A little bit distracting. Few people disqualified, but that's just from the formation lap as far as I know. They should go back onto the grid. Hope so. Anyway, we don't want anyone being knocked out this early. It's no fun for anybody. There they are on the grid, so they're all okay. Right, I hope you will enjoy this race. We'll do the best we can. Probably be a pretty quiet one again. There's a lot of concentration we needed in these cars. So good luck all.
Now for the rest of the race.
Very clean start from all, but getting very scrappy up ahead. We'll just sit and wait for the moment. Get ourselves into the groove.
Oh, these things are a handful even in the dry. You know, we're real fight in our hands today. Here comes that rain.
going to go.
We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
It's way too wet. I can't believe I got a penalty for that though. That takes the mick. Now time for wet tyres, that's for sure. Oh, what a battle indeed, R7. That was pretty intense. Really not happy with that penalty though. It was out of control. Barely. Hardly did it on purpose. Do you want to release the... There you go.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Well, wonderful news, Jeff. More of the wet stuff. Yeah, because I wasn't having a tough enough time as it was. I just a little bit more rain, please. Lovely. It's not quite wet enough yet. Right, Show and Barney seems to have been dropped. Emilio doing a cracking job in 5th. Must have made the right call as to when to go on to the wet tyres. So we need to try and hunt down Millet and then get 3 seconds on him. That's the very minimum we can do. I don't know what the league will do in terms of that penalty. If I have a look at it, I don't know. Let's not think about that yet. Let's just keep it on the black stuff, because that's going to get harder and harder as this race goes on. This car is awful to drive in this weather. It really is.
Okay, gap to leader, 21.3 seconds.
I'm not even sure that these tyres are going to get to the end with the amount that they're slipping. It's just destroying them.
The gap to the car behind is 10.8 seconds.
Show, thank you for dry tyres, Codemasters. I don't know what happened to you, Show there. We had some awesome battles those first few laps. It's yeah, it's incredibly tricky on that switch over point, and it's just getting trickier and trickier as the rain comes down. These are not wet weather cars, but hey, we persevere, I guess. So Miele's staying in sight, but we don't seem to be able to close the gap. Certainly not at the speed that's going to allow us to get 3 seconds past. We'll keep plugging away. Mistakes can happen so easily in this weather. Oh good, more rain. Lovely. Hopefully these tyres will work a bit better in heavier rains. They are full wets, but there are obviously no inters on these cars.
The gap to the car ahead is 4.5 seconds.
Miele just streaking away the last couple of laps. Just can't find the pace reliably in these conditions. I'll show you, your car's still going round. So to allow you to reconnect if you want, but so you're not getting on with the conditions, I presume, why you're not in anymore.
We're at +1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target +1.
I'll be honest, Jeff, mate. Fuel really not my concern at the moment. Sitting in a priceless car, it's essentially yachting around on high-speed racetrack. I ain't give a shit about fuel, mate.
Our gap to first place is 30.5 seconds.
Have you considered permanently playing in cockpit? I think I'm just so used to the TCAM on the 2017 cars. The only reason with these is I really don't like this cockpit view. The steering angle feels completely wrong on it. So not really for the modern cars. I can drive them cockpit to pretty close, but with wheel-to-wheel battles I prefer the TCAM as well. Just feels more natural, so you can see what's going on a bit more, especially when you're racing other people. Well, thank you for the question, Wildfire. Another one, I'm guessing, who is no longer in the race. I'm sorry to see that. It's bloody horrible conditions. We're gonna have to put new tyres on at some point. I'm trying to remember when we put these on. I think it was about lap 7 or 8, so they've only done about 12 laps so far, so we need to get a couple more out of them if we can.
Okay, gap ahead is 9.0 seconds.
You like to lock 2017 cars with a better racing line perception than in TCAM. Yeah, I completely get that. I mean, it's whatever feels natural, doesn't it? Cockpit's obviously a lot more realistic. I guess I'm just so used to using TCAM. Like, I use cockpit on every other sim. Just at F1 games, I'm just so used to using TCAM. It would feel a bit strange switching permanently. But I can understand why people enjoy it a lot more. I think unless anything strange happens to Mide here, we're just going to have to settle for 4th and keep it on the track. Because Mide's just disappeared all of a sudden. Found another gear.
Suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now.
Right, I'm pretty certain it's not going to dry out, so I think we'll Do one more lap after this and then put another set of tyres on. If we've destroyed them a lot quicker than everybody else, then it won't matter too much, because hopefully we should be able to get back past Emilio on fresh tyres. Relay has just made that stop. Right, we're coming in this time round. Stick on another set until the end of the race. This really isn't fun racing in these conditions, but what can you do?
Exit now. You'll be able to push sooner once these scrubbed tyres are up to speed.
Scrubs? Oh shit, I didn't have any new sets. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's really shit. How did I not have any new sets? Oh, well, I have to deal with that now, I guess. Let's try and repass Emilio. Oh, yeah. Tyres are really not doing us any favours by being heavily worn already.
Weather's not great today. Keep alert going into the opening corners.
You think, Jeff? I hadn't realised. I thought this was a Brazilian summer's day. It's going to hit the beach afterwards. We worry a little bit about these getting to the end now. Should be alright though. Oh, we needed that. Got to run away now though. With that 3-second penalty. And Barney's right there as well. And I've got fireworks going off in the background, IRL, which really doesn't help the concentration.
The gap to the leader is 54.1 seconds. Fuel target is +1. Faster engine modes are available. Okay, the gap behind is 3.9 seconds. Till we see this heavy rain ease up into light rain.
Well, that's not going to be relevant information, Jeff, mate. We're going to be long gone by then.
Our gap to the car in front is 18.6 seconds.
Do see some messages in the chat, guys. I can't read them just a moment. Just concentrate to try and build this gap back up over Barney. So we've got a 3-second penalty. I want it to be nice and comfortable in case we make a mistake later on. And we could run out tyres as well. Just so don't read the message, it's a kind of a spoiler. I don't want any spoilers about the F1. Please. So Fox, you have my permission to just spam stuff a few times just to get it off my screen. I do not want to know what happened in the race because I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, gap ahead is 16.1 seconds.
Thank you very much, Frosworth. Just I'm a bit of a stickler for F1 when I haven't watched the race. I hate getting it spoiled. I had a little bit spoiled in the group chat for this league, which I wasn't too happy about, but I don't want to know anymore. So thanks for doing that, folks. It's appreciated. Hopefully the next few league races won't be at the same time as normal races, because it's not great. What was sport for me? Just a few details about the start and who was leading after, like, I guess like half an hour of the race, which not much, but it's more than I wanted to know anyway.
Gap to car in front is 17.8 seconds.
And I'm also hopeless at other languages, so I presume that means hey. So hey, welcome to the stream. I thought these cars that disconnected should come off the track after a certain period of time. It's a bit annoying that we have to keep repassing them. I know they're ghosts, so I can just drive through them, but it's still a little bit distracting.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Means good game. Okay. Good game indeed. Do enjoy F1. I've got to say, this has been more stressful than enjoyable, this race, in this weather. First sort of 6-7 laps were dynamite. Some of the best racing I've had in this game. Between me, Show, Melee and Barney. That'll be one to rewatch if you're joining the stream late once it goes up as a VOD.
Weather should improve in 10 minutes time. Light rain in 10
The race will be finished in 10 minutes, Jeff. Christ, mate, just leave it, will you? And give me a weather report for my trip home as well. Whether I should bother getting a window seat. Why don't you teach me French or Spanish while you're at it? Christ.
This is your final lap of the race.
Got a 9 seconds advantage. Let's turn the engine down a little bit and just bring it home. Definitely agree with that, Arsene. Yeah, that was some incredible racing between us four. Kausfer back to winning ways then, crosses the line to take the victory.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining. Fuel is looking really good. You're managing it well.
Oh, it's been a torturous hour, but we finally see the checkered flag then to come home in P4. Should have plenty of warning, plenty of gap back to Barney for that 3-second penalty, which I should never have got, to be fair. It's out control of the car, but anyway, it's not actually played a factor, thankfully. Jeff, so I've been on the rock with my wife lately. Oh yeah, we're racing. I nearly forgot. Yeah. So are you a wine or cheese man? Just thought I'd just find out while you're racing at 180 mile an hour in the wet. Cheers guys, good race. Those cars are not built for the rain whatsoever. Definitely the trickiest wet racing I've had in any cars. But hey, still 12 people saw the checkered flag, so congratulations to all those guys. Congratulations to Kausfer, who returns to winning ways and retakes the lead of the championship then by 7 points. Weiss Series a close second as always. Miele definitely got the better of me today. Congratulations to him, who takes third. Barney just behind in fourth, then Jochen Emilio, some good points. Will be 6, Macy and Toffee round out the top 10. So I think that should be enough to keep us third in the championship. Definitely an improvement on yesterday anyway. So standings are in the description. They're still 2 races old though, because they're not going to be updated till Wednesday of both yesterday's race and today. But I'm fairly confident in saying that Kausfer has a 7-point lead over Weiss Series, and we're quite a distant third, but nicely ahead of the rest of the pack, I think. Wine, right, so you're on a mountain. I knew you'd get that one straight away. Thoughts of being chicken dippered by a badger. Yeah, great race, Bonnie. Yeah, I made a stop, so had a bit more grip than you at that time. But those first few laps, Bonnie, they were epic between the 4 of us. That was some great racing. It's a shame it couldn't have stayed dry for the whole race, because I could have done with another 20 laps of that racing. That was epic. But congratulations on 5th, some good points for you, my friend. And well raced, absolutely. Alright, so we'll be back to a single race next week. We'll be on the Sunday at 7:30 GMT. I don't know where we're going next, if I'm honest. And I haven't really got time to look it up. I've got to shoot off pretty early today because I've got a lot of other stuff to do and need to watch the race as well. But yeah, I got front wing damage at the start. Oh, that sucks, man. It's never nice, and in the wet that just compounds your problems. So you did well to finish 5th if you had some damage on the first stint. I did wonder why you fell back at such a pace. But good race nevertheless. Alright, as I said guys, I'm going to have to shoot off quickly today. So any final thoughts on the race before we go? Monaco next week, 7R. Oh Christ, really? If that is wet, I'm done. Well, I'm not, but Monaco not my friend, really. But hopefully we can get to the flag and get some points anyway. So that'll be it next Sunday then, 7:30 GMT. We'll start Monaco, round number 6. When this video goes up as a VOD, maybe check back Wednesday or something, and in the description is the league table, and that will be updated hopefully on Wednesday, I think, by the league runners. See the up-to-date standings. But as always everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. Monaco is horrid, I've yet to finish it yet. Always lose the wing and then the wheel. Yeah, pretty similar experience, Fox. It's a very tricky track, especially when there's going to be 15 to 20 of us racing around it. But it's going to be a lot safer than an online lobby, I'll put it that way. Right, before anybody accidentally puts any spoilers in the chat, or I find out anything by accident, I'm going to go and wrap it up and go and watch the race that I've just missed. So hopefully it's a good one. I hope all you guys enjoyed it today. Thank you as always for tuning in. A lot better viewers than the last couple of races, so I appreciate you joining. If you are new to the channel and you've enjoyed the racing, or you missed the beginning of that league race, or have missed any of the other league races, shall I say, they're all available on VODs on my channel, and you can always subscribe if you're not already. It means the world. So thank you all you guys for joining in once again, and I'm sure I'll see you again soon. There'll be videos this week, but if not, you can always tune in for the next league race next Sunday. So thank you everybody, and I'll see you again soon.